Hello, hello, how are you? This is Jilly Bling, and each month I like to send people who place a order, a $50 plus order with me, I'd like to send them a thank you card. And this is the card for July. Isn't that pretty? It's kind of soft, but at the same time bold. Oh, and speaking of bold, this is Bold Bouquet bundle. Great words, beautiful flowers. I'm also using Gorgeously Made for the thank you, because this is a thank you card. And the dies are Bold Bouquet to cut out all the flowers. I love that. Nested Essentials is for cutting out the shape. And Something Fancy is for cutting out the label. And Petal Patterns is for cutting out this background, which I think is almost the hit of the show. The flowers are really pretty too, though. Okay, ready to get started? Oh, let me show you something. See these? These are enamel effects, and it comes in a 3-pack with the white right here. And the white will make it look like little pearls all over. Let's see if you could see these right here. And then I put it on here. And see, one of them this one I didn't put on the inside. This one, they're all right here on each of the flowers. And I really probably don't need them on these buds, but you know when you get started on something. Oh, and then look at this. See how they're on the flowers, but also they're out here in the field. They're there. And just little hints of like little sparkle. So that's today's project. I love this stuff. And it takes, if you could practice it on your scratch paper or a piece of garbage paper, just so you know what to expect. Let me see. I have a Post-it here. I'm looking for some dark paper. I'm searching through the garbage can. Ooh, maybe this designer paper. Ooh, Lost Lagoon. Okay, I'll show you about this stuff. And it takes just a minute for it to dry. So here's this. And then, oh, I could probably show you in a different color. I really like the black. Here it looks like it's charcoal. I'm not sure. The red will show up good. Okay, so when you use this, ooh, this is a brand new one. Nothing has even gone through the tip yet. So when you put it on, first of all on your scratch paper, see how it's coming out through the tip? As soon as there's just a little bit on the tip, touch it, and it goes up like a peak. And then it softens just a bit. And see how that's a tiny little bit? Sometimes that's what you want. But you can also squeeze a little more. Do a bigger bit. Can you see how it's kind of poked up? Or do 3 little bitty, oh, that's tiny. Oh, that's tinier. Because you could really control it. And just let it dry. 1, 2, oh, okay. And if they go together, they meld as one. Oh, that's super tiny. Anyhow, these things, it's fun. I mean, you could buy accessories, but if you have this, it's almost like you're making your own. Okay, I'm going to let that dry before I put it in the garbage can. But fun stuff. And I think it's like $15 or $16 for all 3 of them. Okay, let's make this beauty. Oh, and today we're going to use, for a little charm, brush brass butterflies. I love these. But on these, I have all kinds of little trinkets in my, my cabinet over here. And I just keep on keeping them for just the right occasion. And I'm going to use some of these, but today we'll use the Brush Brass Butterflies. BBB. Okay, this, see about it sitting right there. Okay, you ready? Blueberry bushel paper. I love blue. Oop. Oop. So if you want one of these cards, it's not too late. July is not over. And if you have anything on your wish list to order, if you can, use the July host code, and I would love to send you one of these pretty cards as a thank you. Okay, so we're going to have dies. See the silver on here? Dies. This paper is for stamping the flowers, stamping the words. This is for cutting and texturing the white top. Oh no, that's what this one is. This is just a little bit smaller. So let's work on that background. It's kind of fun. Okay, it might be like the thing of the whole card. Okay, so on here, see how this one has the blue on it? And of course there's the blueberry paper. But on one of these, let's use a blending brush. Let me see how much is on here. Ooh, a little bit. I think I'm going to have to put some more on though. And depending on how light or dark you want your background, it's probably going to be really dark. I just want the heavy bits off. And it's streaky, but that's okay. Because it's going to be cut out. It's just a background. And I'll compare the two samples in just a minute so you can see the difference in the coloring of this. If you want this part light or dark, it makes just a little bit of difference in the background. But that's kind of medium. That's good. So the first one sample I made it dark. It's like, look at that. That makes the flowers really stand out. And see all these dies. It's a beautiful set of dies. So then I thought, is that just too strong? Is that overpowering the whole card? I don't know. It makes the flowers stand out. So I tried doing one a little bit softer. And I like the looks of that. But when I put it on the blueberry paper, I think that the pattern is a little bit more visible rather than when it's dark. Is there one better than the other? I don't know. I think they're both pretty. This one is more medium tone. Dark, light, medium. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and get all these dies over here. That's to do the frame. We'll do that in a minute. So, what is it called? Petal something dies. Petal pattern. Petal pattern dies. Patterns. So this die does not coordinate with anything in particular. It's in the annual catalog, and you get these two pieces. It's like, okay, turn them over. It's like, look at all the fancy on that. But look how nicely this goes right over the top. These little holes line up. All of that little embossing, like the little perforation of the leaves on here, that shows up. Isn't that beautiful? One thing I found interesting is this ends up being 5.5 or 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. So when I went to put them on the card, I'm like, that's just too big. I love how it ends. And I was stumped by that. Like if I did a 6x6 card, perfect. But I never do that. I usually do standard size cards. So then I thought, well, what if I just have a little bit hanging over the edge? And I'm like, oh, this is consuming me. I can't figure out what I want to do. Do you ever just kind of like stumble with creative ideas? So obviously you could tell, nested essential dies. But wait till you see how pretty this turns out. So the top one the very delicate one is going to be in white. This one here, with this almost looks like quilting. Actually, all this looks like quilting. If you're a quilter, gotta get this. Okay, so I'm going to cut this paper that I sponged, and you could probably tell it's not perfectly sponged. There's streaks, high points, low points. Put that right on the top, and I'm going to cut this out. Look at that. Can you see the detail in it? It's just very slight, very cute. Okay, so that one is done. So now let's cut out this one, which is a little bit finer detail. And you can have, like if you cut this out in black, this would be like the showstopper, but it'd be very bold. And I wanted this to be more of a background. Okay, so here it is. Isn't that beautiful? So when you go to line them up, it's funny. That there is a little bit of a difference, because when I'm going to line this up, and I might have done it the wrong way, but because I have just a small amount showing through the window, no matter how I ended up doing it, I think I did this the wrong way, it's going to work out. Because if you turn it, it lines up better. So you're like, what are you talking about? I'll show you. On here, see how there is these points? And on this side, it's more just a whole flower. Or it's just, it's different. Okay, and then when you put this on, I'm going to put it on wrong. And you know what? Those probably would work together just fine too. Well, I should try that. But I was trying to have them perfectly lay over the top. I don't know if you could go wrong with this die set. Because see, for what I want right in the center, well, you know, it all works out. Okay. If I could, I'd hit backspace on that, but I'm going to show you what I was talking about. There. This is different. This is a whole complete flower. This is like the point of the flower. And looking at the center, I have them lined up. But it would be better, I think, if they were perfectly lined up. See how it's all perfect? It's not staggered at all. For our purpose, it doesn't matter. But just something a little interesting. So if you get this, have fun with it. It's lots of fun. Okay, so I'm going to attach these two pieces together using liquid glue. And I'm not worried about attaching every little bit. I could have used the adhesive sheets and it would have completely attached this piece to the lower piece. But because it's going to be in the background, I'm going to put more glue on it. Just a little bit of adhesive is fine. Why is this stumping me? Just a little bit of glue. Stick, stick. You saw me put glue on there, right? There it goes. Okay, so let's see what we have up next. Let's do flowers. Let's do words. Words and flowers. I need another, something dark. Okay, so the words, thank you, done in Blueberry Bushel. Right there. And I'm purposely going to use the die and cut this. The words will not be in the center of the die. They'll be off to the side just because of the layout of the card. I want the words over here. They're in the center. I'd have a whole bunch of white hanging out here. And I'm just using that to hold on to the flowers and the bow. Let me cut that out. Okay, so that's ready. Let's do the flowers. The flowers are with sponge daubers. Did you notice there are different colors in there? That's Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia. This is Freesia, Highland Heather, and then a little bit of green. And if I hold this up close, you see I didn't do that good of a job. I got green up onto the buds, but it's okay. If you do that, don't worry. Okay, so let's start with Bubble Bath and Freesia for the big flower. And I'm going to do just one of each of the flowers, and then I'll do a little bit more on the inside. Bubble Bath, Freesia. I love these colors. And you know, I was thinking maybe, and I'm putting darker color in the center, maybe this would be better with like bolder flowers, like orange or red or poppy or something like that. So I might try that. If I do, I'll put it in the pictures that go on my blog. Oh, and my blog is jillybling.com. And it's kind of a new blog. And if you want to get email notifications when I do a post, feel free to hit the newsletter button. It asks you for email, and that's how you subscribe. And the your email, it doesn't go anywhere other than I have it, but I won't use it. Because you know some people, they sell stuff like that. I don't do that. I wouldn't even think of doing that. I don't like it when people do that to me. I wouldn't do that. So this flower, I'm going to, well, let me try to be a little clever. Because it's polymer, I could see through it. So I'm going to get olive on just the stem. I think this is the only one I could do it on, this flower, rather than the buds. And then this is a lighter color. Okay, and then Heather. The darker color, I guess on the top. Oh, I missed. Well, that's okay. Look at all the colors in there. Isn't that pretty? I missed getting ink on the very bottom part of the bud, but it's fine. Okay, so this one is Heather. So let's do the buds. There's 3 of them. The triple, a double, I'm not going to test my luck, and a single. So a little bit of olive. And Freesia, the lightest. I'm going to try to get right there to the green. Then Heather on the tips. It's like you can hardly tell that the ink is going on here, but when you stamp it, you're like, oh, that's awesome. Look at that. And I got green on the bud again. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Okay. And double and single. So here's the double. Old olive. I love that color. I love garden green too. I don't use it very much, but I sure like it. Guess I like green. Granny apple is my favorite. Okay, I like the blues. Lost Lagoon. Pretty Peacock. Yeah. Okay. A double. Pretty. I'm going to try to get the single over here. Do you ever do that? Try to frugally use your space. I throw out bigger papers than that. I don't know why. I'm so particular. Olive, freesia, and heather. Okay, maybe more heather. Much cute. Okay, and aren't you happy to know there is dies for everything? Everything, plus other things, like the silver. So that would be good with any metallic. Oh, what about with vellum? That would be good too. Might need to move my washi tape. It's covering up that triple. There. Right there. Triple. Don't you love it when there's dies for everything? Okay, let me rephrase it. What do you think when there isn't dies for everything? I got a new stamp set the other day, just the one with the bird. I keep seeing other people use it. It's like, I need to try that. That would be so good for coloring. But naturally, I'm not really drawn to it. But there's no dies. It's like, what am I supposed to... Oh, it's right here. But isn't this going to be really cute for coloring? Not quite sure. Oh, it has a branch for him to sit on. I think a balloon. Oh, I was saying a balloon. I think that's a singular eyeglass. A mono. A one glass. Okay, so I'm going to cut these out. Okay, and then the silver, there is 3 pieces, long stem, medium, small. Have those ready. Okay, I think it might be time. Since I have the ink pads out, let me do the inside. Inside. So the inside is flowers and stems. So the same way, bubble bath. I just got a re-inker for my bubble bath. If ever yours looks like that and you could see where it's re-inked, the more that you use it, the lines will go away. It just kind of pushes the ink a little bit deeper into the firm foam pad. See how the center is smooth like it should be? So if that happens to you, don't worry. I'm going to purposely stamp on the edge. See if I can make that go away. A little bit. And freesia in the middle. Freesia. And that could go there. Pretty, pretty. We're done with bubble bath. Next is freesia with heather in the middle. Oh, and we get to do those pearlized enamel things, dots, soon. Ooh, that one's pretty. Okay, I like purple too. Now this one, freesia. Okay, I got the whole bud. And then heather. Then, should I try this? Okay, it's going to be a little bud. Good, good, good. And now a little bit of green. green leaves. So with the leaves, there is 2 sprig, 1 sprig, mini, and that's it. Okay, so how about 2 sprig, I don't know, I'm just, oh, it could come from down underneath here. Okay, and 1 sprig could come from this flower maybe. I'm just putting greenery everywhere. I think I'm just going to do the little one, maybe. Good enough. I'm leaving room for my little trio of dots. And then the words, thanks for blessing my life. That comes from right here. For a fabulous friend, happy birthday. Thinking about you, caring about you, wishing you strength and peace. That is nice. Sometimes people are going through things and that is perfect. Ooh, imagine these flowers like embossed in gold. That would be beautiful. Okay, words. Thanks for blessing my life. Don't you love blueberry? It's bright, it's fresh, it's bold. Yeah. Inside done. Other than the little dots. Okay, let's build this card. Where are all these pieces? We did the silver already. Oh, you know, this paper is the one for cutting this. Okay, so first, before you texture, cut out your nested essential dies. Okay. So those are cut out. You know what? Let's put this piece down. And it just needs to be smaller than this piece right here. And I think I need to trim it a little bit. Well, I should use my paper cutter. Hold on. Hopefully I didn't trim it too much. Nope, just fine. Okay, so I'm going to put this right in the middle. In the middle of the front top of the card. Because this is my interesting little background. And I see that this piece is kind of rolling up. It's going to be hidden underneath the next piece. So that's okay. Okay, so this goes right in the middle. And if you happen to sponge heavier on one side than the other, maybe just shift it a little bit. I think this one is pretty well centered. Okay. Stick. And it's okay that that's not sticking down. Okay, back to where we were. So, we will not use this piece. That would be perfect for making flowers on that. But we will use these two pieces. This one we'll put on in just a minute. This is going to go right onto the center of the blueberry card with dimensionals. And are you thinking, oh, look at that gap. You could see the edge of it. This piece will cover it up. Okay, plenty of dimensionals. The first one I did, I just put a dimensional in the corner, and it needed more dimensionals. Sometimes there's a reason to overdo dimensionals. It's just an alternate form of adhesive, right? Okay, right in the center. Okay, that looks good. So now let's start building the front. So I'll start out with these leaves, and I did them a little bit different, the samples. And I think this one, I'm not sure about this sticking out down here, so I'm going to put this one maybe over here. Ooh, maybe up higher. That looks good. It's kind of an extension. Okay, so I'll stick those down with dimensionals on the tips and glue at the bottom, because there's going to be flowers and all kinds of other things all over. You're like, wait a minute, you're folding that. When I put it back, you can hardly tell. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. It has a little bit of a crease in it. I do that with paper all the time. Maybe foil doesn't like to be folded over. Isn't that just pretty? One more. Okay. And the words are going to, oh, I forgot this piece. Well, how can I do this? Maybe, this one I put quite a few on. It's like something's missing here. Okay, all is well. This is going to go right on in here. Whew. And I could put glue all over here, but I have priors for getting really messy. So if I put glue on this part, maybe I won't get messy. It's so funny, I was stamping with Becky the other day, and she was using this glue, and it just was sticky all over her. Everything was sticking everywhere. She didn't show her frustration much, but if I were as sticky as she was sticky, I would be so frustrated. It was everywhere. Poor girl. Okay, and then this nest right into there, underneath that silver flower. And I'm fine if I bunch the glue all up under here, because I know I'm going to put flowers over it. Okay, start to stick. I'll let it start to stick, get a little tacky, and then I'll smush it down. See how there's that little lip all the way around? I might need a dimensional under here. It's not, do I have a little one? I'll get a little one. It's not staying up, it's kind of dipping down. It's got the gravity going on. Ah, that makes all the difference. Okay, be consistent. Much better. Whoops, silver flower. This one, obviously, this one is ready to get back on there. That looks so much better. Did I decide extension? No, just kind of over here. This is the one that has a crease in it because I folded it. I didn't like being folded. That one goes underneath then because I kind of messed it up. Okay. Whew. So now for the words. Because this has dimensionals on this outside piece and not on here, I'll put one dimensional here and two dimensionals there. If I did just one and one, it would be like pointing upward. Can't have it pointing upward. Gets to be flat. So one here and two over here. But I know I had to tuck that little flower under there, so I'm not going to push it down too far. That could go there. This I'm kind of leaving up. So what I'm talking about is, see this purple flower, the darker one, that gets tucked underneath. And you can put your flowers however you like. So if you already stuck it down, that's okay. Little flower. Okay, now it can stick down. So the rest of these I will stick down with just one dimensional so I could stick all the other stuff. Like if I filled this up with dimensionals, trying to tuck the leaves in and the buds in, I'd keep hitting dimensionals. With one of them, good. Isn't that pretty? But then I like pink. I do like purple too. Some people are crazy about purple. I like purple. I like purple plenty. That's too big. Little one. Okay, two little ones. Right about there. Okay, let's see what's left. I think it's just these three bits. One, two, the tiny one. Oh, and the double bow. That could go right here. And the butterfly has to go on. Butterfly is gold. It's gold, even though we're doing silver. We're mixed metallics today. So these little bits, I kind of like this one down here. Maybe not. Let me try something different. It's in the middle. This one, yeah, I'm not sure about those. Okay, I don't know. Start with the biggest one, the triple. I should have a plan. I'll put it on lightly. And then I'll use glue on the stem. This one's kind of bigger. What about this one? That one needs to be tucked down in more. See, if it was going over the pink flower, that would be good. You know, I'm thinking about the rose bushes outside. It just has these buds coming up from the top only. Well, something's missing there. Maybe if I put a dimensional on it, then I'll know. Oh, that's where it goes. This is going to be like mini. Okay, this one. They all have a home now. A little bit of glue there. Tuck it underneath. There, it's an extension of that one. I don't know. Ooh, a linen thread. We're getting there. Oh, and the butterfly. Okay, and then a few more dimensionals, because this one just got the one big one on the center. So let's just confirm. Yes, you stay right there. Okay, that's good. And do the bow. Linen thread. I use a lot of linen thread. Then after that we have the butterfly and the little pearlized enamel effects. We're getting there. Glue dot. Now roll it up like a burrito. Kind of fill that void. Butterfly. I just ordered a whole bunch of these. Ruby says, hey, bring me a package of those. And I came home and this is all I have. So I ordered quite a few packages. Kind of matches with the linen thread. I don't want it to be lost. Oh, right about there. It's got its own space. Okay, and then the pearlized enamel effects. This time, I'm going to do it just on the flower. If I do them too big, I can't get all these little flower center bits. It kind of takes the color away, the pink, because I'm covering it up with this pearlized enamel effects. I don't know, at this point I'm just putting a whole bunch of bumps in there. So how about 1, 2, 3. Oh, I like those. Those are so tiny. Oh, maybe on the blue. Oh, I wonder if it picks up the color. Oh, one more. I could do it on the inside. This, I'm not going to put the card together quite yet, because this has to dry. Okay, and now my little trios. Those are coming out so tiny and so cute. When does that ever happen? I guess I'm hardly squeezing on the tube, the bottle. Look at those. I hope you could see how cute those are. Oh, I want to do one more, and then that's it. Can you see them? I'll take pictures when I put it on my blog. I'll have pictures close up of that. Okay, that's it for today's project. I want to keep on doing dots, and it's really pretty. Okay, well, I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe and like button. And until next time, happy stamping! Bye.